Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to discuss the new foundation by NYX, and it's the Can't Stop, Won't Stop foundation. And during the course of our investigation on this particular foundation, you won't believe the drama that we uncovered. If that's something you're interested in watching, then you're in the right place. We are about to get into it.
I'm a lone wolf. I'm a lone wolf. I'm a lone wolf. I'm a lone wolf. I'm a lone wolf.
Alright guys, so the NYX foundation, Can't Stop, Won't Stop foundation, it's been really hyped up on social media. The influencer Alicia Ashley got really involved with this and was really proud of the fact that there were 45 shades in this particular foundation launch. It's a brand new foundation by NYX, and she was so excited that a quote-unquote drugstore foundation was going to have an available shade range of 45 shades. And to be honest with you guys, the shade range with this particular foundation is stunning. It is really amazing. It was very difficult just for me to try and narrow down what my shade match would be. There are olive undertones, neutral undertones. There are just about every undertone that you could imagine in this 45 shade lineup, and I'm very happy that NYX decided to do this launch of this particular foundation with 45 shades. I think that's incredibly commendable. They have priced this foundation at $14.99. Remember that. That's going to be important later on. So let's just talk about the foundation itself and the claims that NYX is making for this particular foundation. While I'm telling you the claims from NYX about this particular foundation, I'm going to show you guys a close-up here of the actual foundation component, and I got two shades. The first shade was natural and the second shade was medium olive, so I'll show you guys swatches of those as well. So the claims are that this is a lightweight, waterproof, and pigmented AF foundation. It says that the Can't Stop, Won't Stop foundation is going to be a full coverage foundation, that this comfy liquid formula is going to come in 45 flattering tones that don't transfer. It is a creamy type consistency that's going to glide on smooth, delivering matte coverage and color that stays true for up to 24 hours. This little foundation also works to control shine and mattify your complexion all day. It's a non-comedogenic, suitable for normal oily combination and sensitive skin types. So the biggest claims that I paid attention to were that A, this was going to be a matte foundation that was non-comedogenic, non-drying, transfer-proof, waterproof, and that they have a 24-hour claim. So of course I wanted to see how this particular foundation performed. So I did get the early access to the foundation through the Ulta website. The foundation itself isn't going to be released until August the 16th, and then you can buy it online at Ulta. But before you do, watch the rest of this video. First, we're going to talk about application and what that process looked like. So I'll show you some close-ups here of what the actual application process looked like. And to be honest with you guys, I just used a beauty blender and I really liked the application process. And I kept trying to put my finger on what this reminded me of. And we'll get to that later, but I really enjoyed it. I thought that it went on fine. I felt like for one thin layer on my face that it really did kind of blank out all of the hyperpigmentation on my face, the redness that I tend to suffer and deal with. I feel like it did a really good job as far as all of that is concerned, and I really liked the coverage itself. It had a nice finish to the skin. It felt very lightweight, so that claim was true. I didn't find it to be overly drying on the skin when I first put it on. I did set it a little bit, just kind of like through my T-zone, but I didn't feel the need to set anywhere else on my face because it is a matte foundation. It does kind of have that matte type of powdery finish to it when it sets down. But overall, I was very happy with the coverage itself. So I think the coverage looked nice. And then we proceeded to go into the wear test. And I'll show you the wear test here just so that you can kind of see how it wore throughout the day. And then we'll come back and go into some more details. Hi guys. Okay, so we are at about the 3-hour mark, so I thought we'd go ahead and sit down and take a look and see what we have going on so far. One of my biggest concerns is because this is so full coverage and so matte that we're gonna sink into smile lines and start seeing some separating happening because it gets really drying on the skin. So that's kind of what my biggest concerns are, but let's take a look and see what we have going on here. Oh, you know what? It's not bad, you guys. So I don't have any separating happening. The coverage still looks really good. Nothing is sinking into my smile lines. No creasing going on. You love that curling iron burn though, don't you? Wow. Actually still looks really nice, you guys, but we're early in yet, so we'll see how it holds up. Alright, you guys, so dinner is just about done and we are at the 5-hour mark. Oh, there goes my alarm. And I wanted to just look and see really quickly how we're holding up. And honestly, you guys, it really doesn't look bad. What I like about it is that it doesn't look heavy. Even out here in just like these horrible lights, it just looks like skin. And it's still covered up like all of my hyperpigmentation. It looks like it's starting to come off like my chin area right here. But other than that, it's not breaking apart around my nose. It still looks pretty good. Fairly decent. Honestly, because if I was like wearing this in real life, I would probably just powder my chin a little bit and everything else would be fine. So I think we're good. Alright guys, so it has been about 9 hours now and we are starting to see the breakdown happen. So here around the nose, you can see my hyperpigmentation is starting to come through. The redness is starting to come through. So we hit that 8-9 hour mark and it has started to break down. So it looks like about 8 hours, 9 hours is about the limit with this one. I'm gonna touch up a little bit so I can sit down and film and I'll give you my final thoughts. So as you can see, the 24-hour claim was a little bit overblown, I believe. It did really start, it's good for about 8 hours. Around that 8-9 hour mark was when I really started to see that breakdown, like around the nose, the chin, the forehead, and then it started to fade in other places on the skin. Hyperpigmentation started showing through. The redness that I have started showing through. Now, of course, at that point, I could have reached for a powder and touched everything up, and then at that point, you're just depending on the powder to maybe get you another hour, maybe 2 out of it, but at most this is going to be a good 8-hour foundation. So I would call it at 8 hours. So if you're just going to maybe wear it to work or maybe wear it out to dinner or some place where you're just going to be for a couple of hours, I think that it would be a pretty foundation to wear. I think it looked pretty. I really liked the way that it looked going into the wear test, but I was disappointed to see it break down so early through the course of the wear test. Now, Having said that, this is $14.99. So you're talking about basically a $15 foundation. There are better performing foundations out there that you can actually get a 10-hour day out of, even a 12-hour day out of. The Sephora brand foundation comes to mind. The in-house Sephora foundation I really enjoy, and it is good. It's going to give you a good solid 10 hours of wear and perform a little bit better than this one does. So there are better performing foundations out there. Now, when I went to look at the ingredients list, to really dig into the ingredients list and make sure that it was non-comedogenic like it claimed, it is very dimethicone heavy, which I kind of figured that dimethicone is actually the second ingredient. One of the things that I always do when researching ingredients for a particular product, when I talk to you guys about it, is I look for similar products on the market that have similar ingredients so that I can kind of look at different products that are in that ingredient range and see if there's any products out there that I've tried that have broken me out in the past. That's one of the ways that I tell for myself personally if I've ever had experience with a formula prior to the one that I'm working with, if I've ever had experience with maybe a similar formula that's broken me out, or what my experience was like with a similar formula that maybe I had worked with in the past. So it's just part of my research process. In doing my ingredients analysis for this particular foundation, I came upon something that was actually quite shocking that I thought I would share with you guys. So if you guys have ever tried the L'Oreal Pro Matte Infallible Foundation, then you have tried the NYX Can't Stop, Won't Stop. They are the exact same foundation. So we're going to start with the actual ingredients list, just so that you guys can take a look at the ingredients itself, and I'll show you guys that here. Okay guys, so here you're going to be able to see the formula for NYX at the top, the formula for the L'Oreal Pro Matte down at the bottom, and as you guys can see, you can even pause the screens, just literally go through, you guys. For all intents and purposes, these are identical copies, down to the last line that says may include, and it says titanium dioxide, iron oxide, and then all those C's. Yeah, even those are the same. And just for research purposes, this is where I pulled the ingredients for each one. This is the Target website where I went to the L'Oreal Pro Matte foundation, and the ingredients are right here. And I just simply took a screenshot and saved it, and then I did the same thing for the NYX. I actually went to the Ulta website and typed in the Can't Stop, Won't Stop foundation, and on the Ulta website they very plainly display the list of ingredients under each product. So if you go down here underneath the NYX shade range, you will see the ingredients tab, and you just pop it open and there it is. And I just took a screenshot of that, and then I simply just put them side by side and compared them. Anybody can do this. So as you can see, the ingredients are literally identical. So that was kind of shocking for me, considering that you have a company that has literally copied another company's product, like formula for formula, and that typically is frowned upon in the industry unless both of these companies are not necessarily separate companies. You know what I'm saying? So that led me down this rabbit hole here. So 4 years ago, L'Oreal bought NYX, and NYX is now part of L'Oreal. And you guys can see that in this business article that was published in July of 2014 here. So L'Oreal, NYX, NYX, L'Oreal. same thing, guys. However, you can get the L'Oreal Pro Matte Foundation for $2 cheaper. Another thing that is maybe a saving grace out of this whole situation is that the L'Oreal Pro Matte Infallible Foundation comes in about 12 shades. So they expanded the Pro Matte Foundation. They just rebranded it and called it the new NYX foundation and then increased the price by $2. So what I don't like about this whole situation is I feel like, you know, like the underhandedness of it all, it just doesn't sit well with me. I wish that they would have just taken the L'Oreal foundation and expanded it out to 45 shades, brought Alyssa Ashley in, and just stayed true to the formulation. But instead, they said, let's take this formulation and make it a new product in the NYX space, market it as a brand new product that no one has ever seen before, that's going to do all of these amazing things because it's the first of its kind on the market, and expand the shade range in a new space. And I get the business decision behind it. I don't like the underhandedness behind it. And if you're going to make the decision to do that and not tell the public, then at least keep the price point the same. Maybe keep it around that $12 mark as opposed to $15, but you got to make money, right? So overall, guys, this entire review just left a really bad taste in my mouth, and it's not an overly good performing formulation anyways. You can get a good 8 hours out of it, but if you already have the L'Oreal Pro Matte sitting at home, don't bother to buy this. It's the same thing. I would encourage you, if you ever had a hard time finding your shade in the L'Oreal Pro Matte formula, then go find your shade in the NYX formula. With 45 shades, I'm sure you're going to be able to find a match for yourself, and maybe to some people that is going to be worth an extra $3. I just don't think you should have to pay an extra $3 just to be able to find your shade. I feel like they should have just expanded the initial formula in the L'Oreal space to begin with. It's just my opinion. But at the end of the day, guys, this is not going to be an Erika approved product. Unfortunately, it just doesn't sit well with me. But I'll tell you one thing. I am really curious to see what you guys think about this. How does it sit with you? You guys think it's okay because they just launched it in a new space, are pretending like it's a new product, increase the price, but they increased the shade range to 45 shades, so that makes it okay for the consumer to be left out of all of this stuff? I mean, I don't know. I guess it's a matter of personal opinion, but I definitely want to know what you guys think. So sound off in the comments below. I'm definitely going to go through and read them all. I'm really excited. I can't wait. And yeah, I guess that's going to be it for this one, guys. As always, if you are new, welcome. If you want to be part of the approved crew, then make sure that you subscribe on your way out, and don't forget to hit the notification bell so that you're notified every time I upload a video. And don't forget to check out my Instagram. It is at ErikaApproved. I would love to have you over there as well. As always, I hope you guys are very happy and very healthy, and I will see you guys in the next video. Mwah.